Let's get started. Take a deep breath and count from 5 to 0. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, now exhale. Easy, isn't it? What if I told you that this practice could significantly improve your life? I invite you to learn about Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. Hi, my name is Sophie, and you are watching Psychology Unleashed, a YouTube channel established to exploring psychology, life hacks, and book reviews to inspire you. If you are interested in these matters, subscribe to our channel. The 5-second rule is quite popular. Mel Robbins' TED Talk is one of the most popular in the history of TED conferences. So what is the secret behind a simple countdown? First idea, distraction. It sounds trivial, but counting backwards at a specific moment is very distracting. So what is the point? Imagine a situation in which many people find themselves. Your alarm goes off in the morning, but it's hard to wake up. You press the snooze button over and over again because you don't have a nice day to look forward to. All you have is trouble, problems at work, or lack of answers from your job applications. Or maybe you struggle with a bad habit like alcoholism. Or that complicated issue with your partner that's still unresolved makes it more difficult to face the idea of a grumpy breakfast. So hitting the snooze button is just an excuse. And this is not simple procrastination or fatigue from playing sports. No, this is everything at once and mixed together. If you could organize your thoughts, you could decide priorities. What's more important? What's more urgent? What's necessary? But just 5 more minutes. The spiral of thoughts becomes a movie in your head, one that you don't necessarily want to star in. So what if you could stop that cycle? Right after you hear the alarm, count down from 5, as if you were launching a rocket or starting a race. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. It sounds trivial, but try to think of someone else while counting down. This simple trick has the power to distract you from the negativity. Restart your thoughts. You lose the train of thought for a moment, and when you come back to it with some distance, you end up wondering, so what was I complaining about? This tool is useful for people who sit for hours waiting for inspiration to come from the sky. It's like a lightning bolt that lifts you up to finish that CV or go for that run. The idea of taking control refers to the work of the psychologist Julian Rotter, who coined the term focus on control and divided people into those who have a sense of control and take responsibility for themselves, and those who live by the conviction that control comes from external forces. People who take responsibility for themselves tend to be more productive, so the 5-second rule is designed to help the other group break this cycle of self-pity and begin to act responsibly. The second idea, the 5-second rule helps you to discover your courage. Imagine that someone cuts into the line ahead of you. What will you say to him or her? Or will you stay quiet? Before you say anything, you probably get a tingling sensation in your belly, a small shot of adrenaline, and your stress level starts to rise. It is similar to a situation when you see someone disturbing passengers on the bus, or when you see a petty thief stealing candy from the store. You know what you should do, but more than once you give up because the emotional cost of acting in that situation is so great that you prefer to ignore it. You prefer to behave as if you didn't notice it. You may not identify with this exact way of thinking, but this is a big problem of our times. The infamous pedestrian effect that causes us to pass the responsibility for taking action to other participants in our social life, like walking by a man lying on the sidewalk and not reacting to it in any way. The 5-second rule helps you do the right thing. When you feel the stress level rising and start counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you start to act, intervene, or help someone in need. We are restrained by instincts that scream to us to stay safe and avoid acting with too much heroism and courage. However, to overcome certain barriers and weaknesses in our lives, we have to get used to being brave. There is nothing interesting waiting for us in this safe and stable place. Gaining self-confidence in such simple external situations can easily turn into self-confidence in your personal and professional life. The third idea, psychological intervention. You can't always control your emotions, but you can control your actions. Waiting for the right moment can really slow you down. Michael Sadowski, a well-known Polish businessman and owner of the software company Brand24, said that if you're satisfied with your first product, it means that you waited too long to launch it. Waiting for the right moment means that some ideas, books, decisions, companies, and brands will never see the light of day. Emotions stop our progress when we initially know that the right thing to do is to act now. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio said that emotions have a critical influence on 95% of our decisions. Instead of thinking and acting, we usually feel and act, or don't act. We need those 5 seconds to dispel doubts and start acting. Psychological intervention is nothing more than changing our behavior, which leads us to change the way we think about ourselves. By correcting ourselves, cutting those negative chains, using that 5-second rule, we can help ourselves achieve great things. The fourth idea, fighting procrastination. Procrastination is characterized by the free flow of ideas that rationalize our inactivity and the need for instant gratification, which is impossible to achieve in cases of physical training, weight loss, or the implementation of long-term projects. We refer again to focus on control. Procrastination leads us to hand over the control to our activities to external forces. Count down from 5 and stop fantasizing that you'll do it tomorrow. Do the count and start acting, even if it is at the expense of other activities. Because there's always an excuse not to do something right now. Mel Robbins' 5-second rule seems trivial and similar to the counting to 10, but it helps us to become better people. Many of these activities you do may seem unchangeable, but it's actually quite the opposite. You are in control. It's important that while we work on losing weight, practicing a new sport, developing a new project, or starting a new relationship, we don't allow excuses to get in our way. The 5-second rule is a powerful tool, and I hope you start using it today and doing the right thing. I invite you to leave us a comment and tell us what you think. Do you think you will incorporate the 5-second rule into your everyday routine? I thank you for your attention and invite you to discover our channel. If you are not yet one of the subscribers of the channel Psychology Unleashed, please click the subscribe button and wait for our next animation.